Former President of Colombia Ivan Duque is a featured speaker on the opening day of the 2023 International Energy Conference in Georgetown and intends to not only share insights on Colombia's energy transition efforts, but also to send a strong message of support for the exploitation of oil and gas resources, while at the same time accelerating the transition to non-conventional and renewable energy. In fact, he believes Guyana is presented with a historic opportunity to develop a model and prove to the world that conservation and non-conventional renewables do not need to be in opposition to oil and gas development.
The world, in my opinion, has been involved in a debate where conservation and non-conventional renewables are in opposition to oil and gas development. I think that's a mistake because I think you can create a model where you can take advantage of the resource that you have in terms of oil and gas and consolidate as a power in oil and gas, while at the same time accelerating an economic, energy, and social transition.
Notwithstanding, Duque observed that the challenge is now for Guyana to develop a diversified energy matrix. Guyana is doing just that and is well on its way to reduce its dependency on fossil fuels for energy generation by developing solar, wind, hydro, and gas sources for energy. With Colombia also facing criticism over its renewed push under President Gustavo Petro to leave fossil fuel extraction behind, Duque said those criticisms do not make sense. He says too that Guyana possesses great potential to become a regional net exporter of energy and urged regional countries in Latin America and the Caribbean to support the possibility of Guyana becoming a superpower for the region. Asked why he was so sure the model could work, Duque referenced Canada and said if it doesn't work, then Guyana will be losing the most important historic opportunity for the country.
I think Guyana can become a reference model of a developing country that can do both things, do it well, and ensure that you're providing more benefits to the population.
Right. You spoke about developing a model, and you referenced Canada also. But why are you so sure it will work?
Because if it doesn't, you'll be losing the most important historic opportunity for this country.
Duque observed that there is a risk things can go wrong, but says the country needs to stay focused on fast acceleration of projects.
I am optimistic. Obviously, there's always a risk things could go wrong, but I just believe this is the best historic opportunity for the development of Guyana.
Right. And is that, I'm hearing a lobbying for outside support for Guyana, for the model Guyana is developing?
I have been a defender of the vision of the low carbon development strategy of Guyana. I think conceptually it's very good. I think it hits on target. But I think the two other elements that have to happen in the country is the fast acceleration of the projects. Because there are a lot of commitments, there are a lot of pledges, there are a lot of investment rounds, but not necessarily the velocity of the projects is moving in the direction the country needs. And that that requires also a major consensus. So I'm not a lobbyist and I will never be a lobbyist, but all I can say is that I see myself more of a sustainability preacher that can tell the world that what is happening in Guyana can be a great opportunity because it puts in a balance.
For the newsroom, Campbell.